Hello, it's the guy in the basement. How are ya? Well, today we're going to talk about something that's kind of caught my eye over the couple days ago. I'm looking for it right now on my phone. I lost it, and so I'm looking for it. I think I bypassed it somewhere. I'm not sure. Bear with me. I am not a professional, believe me. If I was a professional, I'd be making a lot of money doing this, but I'm not a professional. So here we go. Donald Trump. I follow Donald Trump on his Twitter account because a lot of his stuff is fun to read and it tells me how much of an ego he really has, and it's about as big as pretty much of Texas. And this one caught my eye a couple days ago, and let me read it to you here. Well, it goes. It's amazing what I've done. The most of any president in the first 3 years by far. Considering that for 3 years I've been under phony political investigations and the impeachment hoax, and he ends it, keep America great. Donald Trump has a lot of followers that worship the ground he walks on. I get that. The man does have a little charisma in him. Then there's the other side of the coin that a lot of people dislike him and think he's the number one asshole in America, which is true. My feelings on this is that he's done. Has he done some good stuff in the last 3 years? Some people agree. Other people think he's really screwed up the country in the last 3 years. I think he's done very little. So I'm kind of partial on the people who said he screwed up everything screwed up the last 3 years. I think he's done very little, in my opinion. I think he could have done more on some issues, but he didn't. He kind of left some people high and dry on him. For example, a healthcare plan. Is it the great health? It's not really a great healthcare plan, folks. It's not really. I feel he could have done more on that, but he didn't. He's done things that he wanted to do. Build a wall. He built that fucking wall. Wow. I don't know how that's keeping America great. He screwed over the American farmers by having a trade war with China. Well, that's kind of over, but fear not. If he comes to a second term as president, he may flare that one up again. Who knows? He's done a lot of stupid things. He's written a lot of stupid things on Twitter. I mean, this is the man who's president of the United States of America, and he's writing crap about other people on Twitter like a high school, I don't know, like a high school kid who's pissed off at the world. Some people may agree with me on that. Others may disagree, but hey, I got broad shoulders, like I said. Donald Trump needs to figure that his ego can get him in trouble. He hasn't figured that out yet, but it has gotten him in trouble a few times. Donald Trump, as president, he is the man. Yes, he's the man of the country, and he should keep his thoughts to himself, or at least if he has something bad to say about someone, go behind the closed doors. But all in all, he tweets about it and people read it, and like I said, it's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun to read about how much an asshole he can be and the way he's running this country. I think he may be running his country into the ground eventually. I know. I know you Trump supporters don't agree with me on that, but it's true. I think somehow, some way, if he becomes a second term president, it's not going to get any better. But he has made the presidency very interesting. I'll give him that. All in all, my feelings is I like to see him out of office. Who knows? Who knows how we're gonna? Who knows when that will be? Can he be a one-term president? It's up to us. Basically, it's up to the American voter. We can vote him out of office, and he can just fade away into the American pages, flutter away. Or if he becomes a second-term president. Donald Trump has an ego. He wants to make history. He wants to make a mark on this country. He wants to make a mark on this presidency. And yes, he has done that. And yes, he has pissed a few people off well, yeah, well, just say he's just pissed some people off. I don't know. I don't know how to tell you this. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. He's pissed a lot of people off just a little bit. But all in all, Donald Trump does have a habit of backstabbing people and backstabbing other politicians. But, he's trying to play the game of Washington. And that's basically how the game of Washington is played. You backstab people. But he backstabs people and lets the whole fucking world know about it. To tell you the honest truth, I don't think Donald Trump's a good president. In Donald Trump's mind, he probably thinks he's probably the greatest president of all time, and he's God. I mean, that's what a guy like that ego is, pretty much how he thinks. All in all, Donald Trump is human. No man who sat behind that presidential desk has been perfect. And I'm sorry, Donald Trump and all you Trump supporters out there, Donald Trump's not perfect. He never will be perfect. He's not the perfect president. There is no such thing as a perfect president. Let's just get that straight. Every president somehow, some way has had a little controversy or, has taken a lot of criticism from George Washington to right now Donald Trump. Somewhere, somehow, each president has taken a lot of criticism. Each president has done what he can to either screw up the country or make the country better. In my opinion, I think every politician and every president who runs in that office always has a hidden agenda. But that's just my opinion. Most presidents have done a lot of stupid things and have screwed up. A lot of presidents have made some American people happy and others pissed off. In case in point, Donald Trump. Donald Trump is not, let's just give Donald Trump one thing. He's very fearful. He's not afraid of what's on his mind, and he's basically wrote it on Twitter. Yeah, he puts it all out there, basically. He just puts it out there for everybody in the world to see. Is that a good thing? No, it's not a good thing as a president. It's not a good thing for a president. Let's just face it, folks. Donald Trump's not really a good president. He's probably, like I said, probably the number one asshole in America. But that's just the way I feel about it, and that's the way, maybe other people feel about it. Then you have the Trump supporters who thinks that Donald Trump is God and he can walk on water. Unfortunately, to those folks who think that, he is human. If he tried to walk on water, he'll fall down and he'll just sink to the bottom. All in all, Donald Trump is not who he thinks he is. His ego is as big as Texas. That's been proven. And he's done some very little good things in the office for the past 3 years. I think he could have done better on some things, and unfortunately he hasn't. And that's what pisses people off in America. That's what's pissing people off. But we do have the Trump supporters who are going to stick by him and stay behind him and all that. Well, good for you. Myself, I'm not. I'm not buying what he's selling. I never will, and I never have. I'm not a big Trump supporter. I never will. I never liked the guy. I always thought the guy had a big ego. He does. I think he's always been kind of an asshole towards other people. He has. He's been proving that. Just read his Twitter accounts. But all in all, he is president of the United States, and well, either you like it or you don't. He's still running the country, unfortunately, along with his cronies. But now Donald Trump's facing impeachment. He's calling it a hoax. To me, he's not really taking the impeachment thing all too seriously. That could be bad. But who knows how far that's going to go. Is Donald Trump going to be a one-term president? Only time will tell. Only history will tell if he'll become a one-term president. The only way he can become a one-term president if the American people vote him out of office. Then Donald Trump probably will fade away, and that's it. If he becomes a two-term president, oh dear God, help us all. It might be a chaotic situation in Washington and the United States. I don't know what's going to happen because I can't foretell the future. But all I know is that presidential elections coming up here this year in November. If you want Donald Trump out, vote him out of office. But it's going to be probably a close race. By the way, the Democrats really don't have anybody who can run against him. Joe Biden, really? Is that all the Democrats can come up with? I think Donald Trump. So, all in all, we don't know if Donald Trump's going to be a one-term president or a two-term president. History will tell. Some historians may think he's the greatest president ever. Other historians will think he's a terrible president. Myself, I don't think he's a good president at all. But what the hell do I know? I'm just a guy in a basement. We'll see you guys next time. Have a wonderful rest of the week. I'm Drunk Farmer. So long, everybody.